So then we see this room in front of us, and it's a locker room. It has those old metal lockers in it. So we both crouch down, we run in there, but it's a dead end. It's just a wall of lockers on either side, and it dead ends, and I can't make this up. There was a cot-type bed at the end of it. A cot-type bed. One side had a curtain hanging down. And so my buddy, in the last greatest moment that he could, he's like, go to the end of the lockers and just suck your breath in and just, hug the wall. Just hug the wall. So we both dart to either side. He's on the opposite side of me, hiding ourselves from the police. Sure enough, we wait, and it seems like hours. We can hear movement outside, outside of the room. And, but we're waiting. And it seems like eternity is passing by. And suddenly we hear 2 footsteps come into the room. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be arrested. This is it. This is it. I'm going to be arrested. I'm going to have to try to explain this to my mom and to my dad. Oh, so I started praying. I started praying right about then, if not a little bit before. And I'm making all sorts of promises to God. It's like, if you get me out of this, please, I promise I'll never, ever do this ever, ever again. Yeah, I shouldn't make that promise happen again later on, but that's another story. So, I'm just freaking. The moment passes, and the cop walks out. He walks out, we're good. We're golden. It's awesome. I'm sighing a big sigh of relief. It's like they're actually going to start walking out of the store. This is going to be like the best thing ever. And then Pat sneezes. Yeah. He sneezes. Which then I start seeing flashlights all up on the ceilings and, shooting over into, beaming into this room. And 4 footsteps this time. It had to be like 2 officers. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're dead. All they have to do is they just have to walk straight to the back to the end of the lockers, and they'll see us. They'll see us. And all right, so I'm once again, I'm like, God, you got me out of this once before. I hate to be back so soon, but please. And I start saying my Hail Marys. Oh yeah, I called on Mother's Help. Prayed the Hail Marys. I heard, all right, and I thought at that moment that the cops are going to tell us, come on out of there. But no, it was just, all right. And then the cops turned around and they walked out. And I was like, thank you, God. Thank you. Now, Pat was telling me to just stay there for a minute. So we're staying there for as long as we possibly could. And, we're just waiting there forever. It could have been like, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes that we sat there waiting. But it felt like an eternity again. I thought Pat would never tell us to leave, and then we'd get stuck being there the next day. It was that bad. So he finally tells us, okay, let's go. Let's go. We peered out the door to see if there's any cops around us. We just kind of peering around the door, and there's no cops at all in the store. So then we went out of the room, and we kept ourselves crouched down, and then we got over to where the stairs are. But where the stairs are is in direct line of sight of the front doors with a cop in the car. Pat just looked at me and goes, we have to make a run for it. There's no way we can make a run for it. We're going to run where? I was like, he goes, we got to go up the stairs. I go, we can't run up the stairs. The cops are sitting right there. They'll see us. He goes, it's the only way out. They have to have this place surrounded. It's like, it's either the front doors that we can't go out, or it's the other doors of this building is locked. You have to have keys to get out of them. The only way that we can get out is through the same way that we came in. And Pat goes, I'll go first, and then you follow. And it's like, that, when he went first, and nothing happened, I was like, okay. But I was still thinking that there's no way that they're going to catch me in here by myself. Pat's just going to be taken off on his own. So, right after Pat got upstairs and he told me, okay, come on, I ran. And I took one look down the lane, and the cop wasn't looking at us, so I ran up the stairs. So we run through the office, through the hallway of the offices. We get back over to the trapdoor. We climb up, get out the trapdoor. But when we look over, there's a cop car sitting right where our ladder is. The ladder to the old grocery store, for us to be able to get out safely out of this whole thing. A cop sitting right there. We are screwed. Now we have to sit at the top of the building until day. It looked like there was no way to get out of this thing. Suddenly, the cop's lights went on, and he hightailed it out of his spot. And as we were running around the building of the roofs, we could tell that he was coming over to the front of the building. I'm like, this is perfect. So we took off over the cable roof, over the grocery store roof, went down the ladder, and raced back over to my house. And that was one time when I was not above the law. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya! People passing by.